Hi everyone, welcome back to video update day 4 of my Redux Toolkit journey. And today we are going to be building a very simple login authentication system using Redux Toolkit. And I will be explaining as I code along. So let's get started. So firstly, we are going to be importing our slides from Redux Toolkit. This function helps me to create my reducers and actions in one place. Now moving on, I'm going to be creating my initial state. Initial state simply means default values before anything happens. So inside here, we are going to have our user, which will be none. So it indicates nobody is logged in. So the next one is authenticated, which is going to be false, which indicates login is false. So the next one is going to be loading. Our loading is going to also be false, which means we are not loading. Then we have error, which is no clear error message. Now, these are the 4 things that will be changing when a user logs in. Now, the next step is to create our slice. We have auto slice equals to no, it should be calculated. Auto slice equals to create slice. Now, just like every other slice that has a name, name this one, which is authentication. So after the authentication, we have our initial state that we created and our reducers. Now inside these reducers, I will write a functions that will update the states. So the first function I'm going to have here is start. Have states, no function. So have states. It's going to be true. State dot error. This code simply means when a user clicks on the login button, this code will run and it sets the loading to true, so we can be showing logging in, and it also resets the error message. Now the second function is going to be login success, where we have state action state dot loading. This indicates uploading. That's what this is, top loading. Now the next one is state dot user equals to action dot payload. So this line 22, it simply means it simply stores the username. That's what this line 22 is talking about, like stores the user name. So action.payload simply means the data that we send in when they log in is succeed. So in this case, which is the username. Now moving on, we are going to have our dot is authenticated. So this authenticated is going to be true, which means the user is now logged in. And the last one is going to be the error, sorry, state dot error clears all error message. Now this is now the next one, sorry, the next function is going to be the login failure. In this login failure, we have our state action function. Sorry, my gosh. So we have you're going to have state dot login first, state dot error first action dot payload, state dot is authenticated first. So this code will runs when the password is wrong. So when the user clicks a wrong password, this code runs and it stops loading, then shows the error message, and also still make sure that the user is logged out. That is where we have this authenticated from. The last one is going to be log in, logging out. Sorry, why I'm saying logging out is because I've used logging out before. So here we are going to have state dot loading plus state dot is authenticated. So this line, this function simply logs the user out by clearing the user and resetting the is authenticated back to false. Now our last steps is about exporting our actions so that the Redux can use it. So export, we have our login start, we have our login start, login success, login failure, and everything. I don't know if making it login, we have our login failure, we have our login or login out. So equals to exercise constructions. So I think okay. Now the next one is to export the user so I can add it to my store. So we have our default host out the user dot hot slice dot so hosting hot slice dot users. I have the so this is our slice. This is our slice. We'll move over to the store. I'm going to import my user here. So import out. So this is moving on. I'm going to be just explaining the lines of code in my company, just not to make the video to be long. So let's move over to login React component already. So I just have to explain some important lines of code. So firstly, I have the use state, which I use to store the value of whatever the user types. Now we have use dispatch and use selector. Just as we know, use selector reads the data from the Redux, and use dispatch sends actions to the Redux. Now for the line 3, I imported the actions I created in the slice. Now for the line 7, where we have loading error. So here I'm getting the loading and error from the slice so that I can display them. And line 9 and 10, here it just like stores the value of the text inputs. Whatever the user types in, just stores the text inputs. Now for here, when the login starts, for line 13 shows that when the login starts, I dispatch the login start so that it becomes true. And for line 15 to 21, here I'm checking for the password. If the password, I'm checking if the password is 1234. If it is so, it's login successful with the user's name, and if not, it logs out. Oh, sorry, it shows the error message, incorrect password. So that's basically it. We have our login. Now let's check our app. So here let's write my name as Santa. And here we have our password 1234. And when we log in, this is what we have. So this is the dashboard. This is our other components that we have. So we have logouts, it logs back. So when the password is wrong, let's change. So it's incorrect password. Now let's change the password. Now it has logged in. See? So